Welcome. Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we are diving headfirst into something really fundamental, something you interact with every single day, maybe without thinking twice, but which is quietly essential for almost everything your body does.
That's right. We're talking about water. We all know we need to drink it, obviously, but understanding why. That goes way beyond just staying hydrated.
Exactly.
Like, what are the specific vital roles it plays inside us?
And that's really our mission today. We've looked into this great source that outlines 16 specific reasons why water isn't just important. It's absolutely essential for human health.
16. It's quite a list.
It is. So we're going to unpack those key insights, explore the incredibly multifaceted jobs water performs, and really highlight why paying closer attention to your hydration could have surprising ripple effects.
Kind of like looking under the hood, right? For something we just take for granted.
Precisely. Think of it that way. Looking under the hood of the most basic yet complex element we consume.
Okay, so where do we start? Laying the foundation.
Yeah, let's do that. Just the sheer scale of it. Water makes up, a huge majority of your body weight.
It does. Somewhere between 50 and 70%, depending on the person. And it's involved in just a massive number of bodily functions.
It starts right at the beginning, digestion-wise, literally in your mouth. Reason one, water's a main component of saliva.
Right, and saliva isn't just, wetness. It's crucial.
For what, exactly? Breaking down food.
Yeah, starting the breakdown of solid food makes it easier to swallow. Plus, it keeps your mouth healthy, washes away bits of food.
Okay.
And interestingly, the source mentioned that things like getting older or certain medications, they can actually cut down saliva production.
So hydration becomes even more important then, just for that basic first step.
Exactly, for digestion and just keeping your mouth healthy.
Okay, shifting gears a bit. Let's talk about reason number 2. Temperature control. This is where water is like your body's thermostat, right?
Totally. Especially when you're exercising or it's hot out, water regulates your body temperature mainly by letting you sweat.
Sweat cools you down, we all know that.
We do, but here's the key part. When you sweat, you're losing more than just water. You lose electrolytes, too.
Like salts and minerals.
Yeah, sodium, potassium stuff vital for nerves and muscles. And you lose plasma volume, the liquid part of your blood.
Okay.
So if you don't replace that water, your body struggles to make enough sweat to cool down properly. Your core temperature starts to rise.
So it's not just feeling hot, it's like a system breakdown.
Yeah.
A critical process fail.
That's a good way to put it, yeah.
Makes sense.
And speaking of internal stuff, let's look at reason 3. Water as a protector. Inside your body.
Checking what?
Tissues, your spinal cord, your joints. It acts like a cushion and lubricant.
Like literal padding.
Pretty much. It's a big part of the fluid around your spinal cord. Your organs absorb shock. And in your joints, it's in the synovial fluid.
The stuff that lets them move easily.
Exactly. Lets bones glide smoothly. Keeping that fluid healthy definitely helps with flexibility, maybe even lessens discomfort from things like arthritis.
That's a really tangible benefit. Lubricating the moving parts.
Yeah.
Okay. And reason 4 feels connected. Getting rid of waste.
Excretion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your body's always making waste products, and water is the main way to flush them out.
Through sweating, which we mentioned.
Right, but also, critically, through urine and bowel movements.
Yeah.
Your kidneys absolutely need water to filter waste from your blood and make urine.
And enough water helps the kidneys work better, prevents stones.
Exactly. Helps keep minerals from building up into painful kidney stones. Good flow is protective.
And the other end, defecation. Water's key there, too.
It really is. Not enough water means, well, things can get difficult. Hard stool, constipation.
Right.
Source really emphasizes this connection. It says adequate water plus fiber and magnesium is crucial for healthy bowel function.
Okay.
It even mentioned, interestingly, that carbonated water might help a bit if you're already constipated.
Huh. A specific little tip there. Okay, let's shift again. Physical function. How we perform, how we process fuel. Reason 5. Water maximizes physical performance. This one's huge, especially if you're active at all. Even slight dehydration can really hurt your performance.
How much water can you lose?
Athletes. The source says they can lose like 6 to 10% of their body weight just in sweat during intense activity.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is, and that loss directly hits strength, power, endurance, everything.
And the risks aren't trivial either. The source mentions some serious stuff.
Yeah, decreased blood pressure, overheating hyperthermia seizures, even death in really extreme cases, especially if you're exercising hard in the heat without hydrating.
It just hammers home how basic hydration is. Not just for performing well, but just for being safe.
Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. Now, let's link back to processing food and getting rid of waste. Reasons 7 and 8 kind of go together. 7, water aids digestion.
Okay.
And 8, it helps with nutrient absorption.
So it's not just about moving waste out. It's about breaking food down and getting the good stuff in.
Precisely. Water is needed to break down the food itself in your digestive tract. But then, crucially, it helps dissolve the vitamins, minerals, all the nutrients you get from food.
Ah, it makes them usable.
Right. Once they're dissolved, water is the transport system. It carries these dissolved nutrients through your bloodstream to every part of your body that needs them for energy, repair, everything.
That makes the connection really clear.
Yep.
Dissolve and transport.
Okay, some less obvious internal benefits now. Reason 10, it improves blood oxygen circulation.
Yeah, this builds right on that transport idea. Your blood is mostly water, the plasma part.
Right.
And blood carries oxygen from your lungs to, well, everywhere. So staying hydrated keeps your blood volume up, keeps it flowing well. That means efficient oxygen delivery.
So better hydration literally means more oxygen getting where it needs to go. Simple as that.
Pretty much. Better circulation overall.
Okay.
And connecting to that, reason 12, it helps boost energy.
How? Water doesn't have calories. How does it give you energy? It seems to activate your metabolism. The exact how is complex, but water is involved in countless chemical reactions, including the ones that turn food into energy.
Greases the wheels of energy production.
You could say that. And the source mentioned this really interesting study. Drinking just 500 milliliters of water, that's about 17 ounces, like a standard water bottle.
Yeah.
It boosted metabolic rate by 30% for over an hour.
Wow, 30% just from drinking water. That's significant.
Isn't it?
Okay, this leads perfectly into reason number 9, which we skipped, but fits here. It can help you lose weight.
Yeah, when you combine it with diet and exercise, definitely. The source points to studies, particularly in overweight women and girls, showing a link between drinking more water and losing more body fat and weight.
Why would that be? Just the metabolism boost.
That's likely part of it. But also drinking water, especially before meals, can help you feel fuller.
Right, so you might eat less.
Exactly. Plus, if you're swapping sugary drinks for water, you're cutting calories right there, so it hits from a few angles.
Makes total sense.
Yeah.
Simple strategy, multiple benefits. Okay.
Absolutely. Now, let's talk about the brain and mood. Something lots of us feel. Reason 13. Water aids cognitive function.
This is a big one for staying sharp, productive.
Yeah.
What did the source say specifically?
It highlighted research showing that even mild dehydration, not even severe, can negatively impact things you can measure, like your focus, your alertness, concentration.
Short-term memory, too.
Even short-term memory, yeah. So if you're feeling foggy, hitting a mental block, honestly, a glass of water might actually help.
It's not just your body getting sluggish then. Your brain feels it directly.
It really does. And reason 14 follows right from that. It helps improve mood.
How so?
Well, being dehydrated isn't just physical. It can make you feel tired, fatigued, even confused, and it's even been linked to feeling more anxious. So keeping hydrated supports your mental well-being just as much as your physical state.
That's powerful. Drinking enough water isn't just for muscles or kidneys. It actually impacts how you feel mentally and emotionally.
It's all connected, you know? Okay, nearly there. Let's cover skin health and then the big wrap-up points. Reason 15. It helps keep skin bright.
The beauty angle. People focus on creams, but internal hydration matters too.
It does. Enough water helps keep your skin hydrated from the inside out. That helps with elasticity, makes it look fuller, maybe brighter.
Okay.
The source also mentions it might promote collagen production. That's key for skin structure.
Might. So it's not a guarantee.
No, and the source wisely adds that nuance. Things like your jeans, protecting yourself from the sun, those are still critical. Water's part of the picture, not the whole solution.
Good clarification. Okay, let's wrap up with reason 11, which we skipped, and the big one, 16, prevention.
Yeah.
Reason 11, it helps fight off illness.
Right. By keeping all those systems we talked about working properly, digestion moving, kidneys filtering well water helps prevent some common problems.
Like what?
The source lists constipation, kidney stones, even exercise-induced asthma, which can be triggered by dry airways. Also, UTIs, urinary tract infections, and maybe even hypertension.
So it's about supporting the body's own systems to avoid problems in the first place.
Precisely. Bolstering your natural defenses and functions. And that leads perfectly to the ultimate point, reason 16. It prevents overall dehydration.
which sounds kind of obvious, but it really just sums up why all the other 15 points matter so much.
Exactly. Dehydration isn't just being thirsty. It's a state where your body literally doesn't have enough water to do all those essential jobs we just walked through.
And severe dehydration is really dangerous.
Extremely dangerous. The source lists scary complications: brain swelling, kidney failure, seizures.
Yeah.
Avoiding dehydration is fundamentally about protecting every single system you have.
Okay, wow. That's a compelling case for water.
Yeah.
So we've covered the why, the 16 reasons, now the
Right.
practical stuff.
Yeah.
How much, and how do we actually make sure we're getting enough?
Right, the how-to. This source gives some good pointers. First, listen to your body, but don't wait until you're actually thirsty.
Why not?
Because by the time you feel real thirst, you're often already a little bit dehydrated. It's a lagging indicator.
So what's a better sign? Urine color was mentioned.
Yeah, that's a pretty good, simple gauge. Generally, aiming for pale yellow or almost clear urine, that usually means you're well hydrated.
And darker yellow
Means you probably need to drink more water. Simple visual cue.
Okay. And the numbers. What are the general recommendations?
So the national academies have guidelines for total daily fluid intake. That includes water, other drinks, even water from food.
Right.
For men, it's about 15.5 cups a day. That's around 125 ounces. For women, about 11.5 cups is roughly 91 ounces.
But that includes food, which has water. So how much should we aim to drink?
Good point. Food gives us about 20% of our fluid. So if you back that out, the target from beverages specifically is roughly 100 ounces. That's 3 liters for men. And about 73 ounces, just over 2 liters for women each day.
Got it. But those are just averages, right? What about exercise?
Absolutely crucial point. Those are just starting points. If you're exercising, sweating a lot, or you lift some more hot, you definitely need to drink more than that baseline to replace what you're using.
Makes sense. So any simple, practical tips from the source to actually hit those numbers day to day?
Yeah, some really basic but effective ones. Simplest, carry a water bottle, keep it visible, keep it handy, sip throughout the day.
Don't try to chug it all at once.
Exactly, make it easy access. Another tip, maybe track your intake, at least loosely for a while to get a sense of it.
Like that rule of thumb, aiming for half your body weight in ounces.
Yeah, that's a common one people use. If you weigh 160 pounds, aim for around 80 ounces. It's a simple target.
Okay.
And pacing is important too. Try to get maybe half your daily goal down by lunchtime or early afternoon.
So you're not playing catch up late at night.
Right. It keeps you consistently hydrated during your active hours.
Yeah.
And maybe, taper off a bit an hour or so before bed so you're not up all night.
Yeah, good practical tip. Those all sound very doable, making hydration a habit, not a chore.
Exactly. So yeah, there you have it. 16 specific, really vital roles water plays. Digestion, temperature, brain function, preventing illness. It covers so much.
The main takeaway really is crystal clear, isn't it? Water is just fundamental to almost every single process in your body. And heating your daily intake consistently. It's not just about maintaining the status quo. It genuinely seems like it can improve your overall health, how resilient you are, just how well you function every day.
And understanding these specific reasons, I think, it gives you a much deeper appreciation for something so simple, something we mostly get right from the tap.
It really does, absolutely. When you think about it, how many different crucial systems rely on water just to work properly? Keeping joints moving, keeping your brain sharp, getting oxygen around, getting waste out.
Everything we covered.
Yeah. So think about what seemingly small, consistent improvements in just drinking enough water each day could mean for your overall well-being, your resilience, maybe even how well you feel years down the line. It's a pretty powerful thought for something so basic.